again to myself. I say in my madness. Um, yeah. Okay, so yeah, basically, um, just unpacking thoughts now for what's what's happened over the past 5, 6 months now. Um, Too much has happened, to be honest. Too much, way too much. Nothing good either. Um, and again, I've fucked up, and I shouldn't have. It should have been very simple, but I fucked up, and I'm on the cusp again. I shouldn't be on the cusp, but I am. And again, I don't have anybody to turn to. What happened was I foolishly spent my money. I spent money putting the deposit down for the hostel, and then he said it was going to be an extra 200 quid, so I put 200 quid aside. But I think he might have said £210, and that might be the difference between an extra day. And I don't know how malleable he's going to be about letting me stay an extra day and letting me pay the day after I get paid. So I've caught myself short, and I spent the rest of my money on buying a laptop. I needed to book the hotel. I couldn't do it over the phone. I couldn't do it. I could have done it at the library, I suppose. But I needed a I felt like I needed a laptop, so I bought that, and I spent a lot of money on that, and I shouldn't have done. I should have made sure that my hostel was paid for, and I didn't do that, and I don't know why. I think because I put the 200 aside, I should have put 250 aside, and made sure that I had enough, and I didn't. I put 200 aside, and now I've only got enough, and I don't have any money for the rest of the month now, either. So that's the financial situation. So along with the passport situation, um, and the money situation, I'm pretty fucked, to be honest. Trying to sort of think about what I can do or where I can go. The other thing was, so I've got to get to the bank and back. Simple. Should be simple enough. And it's not, to be honest. I had a guy going to give me a bike. That was going to be my travel around. So that's how I was going to get around anyway. This is rubbish lighting anyway. Not important, but yeah. Especially because no one's watching. I've got a feeling that well, the rest of this month is going to be really hard. I'm not going to be able to eat. I'm not going to be able to figure out what to do. Can't get around town. Don't have anybody to ask. So again, I'm on the ropes again. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get that sorted. I've got to get to the bank and back. I've got to do some stuff and then get the money and just please let me stay that extra day, and I'll pay you on the day I get paid next on the 21st, which still leaves 2 weeks to get around without food. So I don't know what I'm going to do. there's a party going on downstairs. It's Halloween, so having fun. And again, kind of one of those moments where I was just like, I don't have any money, I don't have any way of doing anything really. So that's basically me caught up over 6 videos to 3 live streams on a very small scale. At least I've unpacked what's been going on in my head, and I've made a video account. And I need to. I'll make it. I'll survive, but surviving isn't living. But I'll survive the month. At the end of the month, there's make sure that I can explain the situation. He might be reasonable for letting me off a day or so. We'll see. It still basically means 3 weeks or so living on water. That's fucking shit. And then I'll get to the end of the month, make sure that this time I pay my rent straight away, and then I'll have spending money. Then I can just, then I can just do whatever. But yeah, basically, that's where I'm at. I couldn't get the bike because I don't have a bike lock, nowhere safe to store it, which means I don't have a way of getting around town. And the only guy I've spoken to who's been relatively helpful didn't reply to my text, and I don't really want to talk to him because he's trying to, convert me to Christianity. And again, I don't mind worshipping in places of worship. Do it when in Rome, do as Rome, is a saying. When in Rome, do as the Romans. Respectful and all of that, and honest as well. He wants me to come to church every day. He's a recovering alcoholic. He's got all the answers. I've been around people like that my whole life. If they get addicted to one thing, they get addicted to another. A lot of fake crying, forced crying. A lot of just, I'm going to cry now. I'm going to force myself to cry now. And it's like, it's so disingenuous. It's so false. It does tap into all of the right kind of endorphin releases, but again, with the nerve damage in my neck, I don't really feel much like singing. It's good for me though. I was singing, and I did kind of start to enjoy the singing, and I was like, oh yeah, this really's opening up my lungs actually. And I just thought, I'm not enjoying singing either. Like, I'm not enjoying the vibration, so changing the vibration is difficult. Prodigy released a new set of singles, which was good, and that's definitely the kind of vibration I'm on, but again, I'm not really in the vibrational mode of being able to live that kind of life. And I've never been one for going to worship, and I will go to church every now and then, and I've enjoyed my time with the church and had a good time with them. But everything with him is trying to his addiction is now Christianity after alcoholism, basically. He's got all of the answers and he doesn't want to listen to any of the problems. So he hasn't got any answers. It's just Jesus will sort things out. God will sort things out. It's like, great, okay. But that doesn't help me. And it hasn't helped me because I'm homeless for a long time. I help me. And that's not subsistence, like of relying on the subsistence, relying on the subsistence, relying on the subsistence of strangers and just in general what life will hand to you. Human society will not look after you, unless you become indoctrinated into a cult, unless you become indoctrinated into a group, unless you become indoctrinated into whatever. And this NPC meme makes more sense every day I see it, because essentially the idea, the concept of it is, you're a non-playable character, but it's not you're a non-playable character with your athos, it's that you're part of a group and you don't want to be disassimilated from the comfortable group. Everybody enjoys the memes that they post and nobody wants to disagree with each other because they all get along. They just don't get along with other people who disagree with them, hence tension and politics, etc. So, since I am not ever being indoctrinated into any kind of group, the few groups I was part of that I enjoyed dissolved very easily, just because of the way people are.
Hi.
How you doing?
Fine, are you?
Same. Yeah. So basically, it's just the same thing. I'm on my own, and I was sleeping rough 3 weeks outside the church, and they were more than happy to give me a suit to come to church and things like that. Again, put a tenner in my hand every now and then, and hey, we're looking after you. But no one actually went out of their way to look after me, except the one guy who did go out of his way to help me. And then it was basically, that was the limit of his ability to help, which was awesome. Anyway.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That's alright, sorry. I shouldn't be singing anyway. It was awesome for him to help in the first place. But at the same time, he couldn't offer anything substantial because he's in a situation at the moment. And I don't want to talk to him because, again, everything's going to be okay. Jesus is going to save you. God's going to save you. But the reality is I'm homeless on the street, sleeping outside in the cold, and the people in church are like, oh, hi, I'll buy you a Big Mac. And it's like, yeah, thanks. I need a place to live. I need a place to stay. Obviously, I don't expect to be invited around to people's houses, especially Pentecostal kind of church that they're part of, very family orientated, which is again something that I don't like, being around other people's houses. So I got myself into a hostel, and you can say that is all part of God's plan, and I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with being told, look, I have to do this, I have to go to worship, or else. That's a threat, and it doesn't fit into my reality. I don't like being threatened. Again, and the way that the Christian church converts people is really fucking aggressive, because they will just like beat you down and then be like, Jesus will save you, come to our massive gig, come on, get up and cry and tell us how much you need us all and how much Jesus saved you, and now worship his name over and over again and say it, Jesus is the best, Jesus is the best. And after a while, it's like my brain just switches off. I just can't do that. My brain literally just goes, I can't switch off. Just after a while, I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. You're at a party and you're all playing your musical instruments and worshipping someone who died 2,000 years ago. Good for you. Like, you're gonna all keep me homeless until I worship Jesus Christ. Okay, fair enough. As long as I toe that line of like turning up to church and worshipping Jesus Christ, nothing bad will happen to me. If I stop doing that, then bad things will happen to me. And that's the kind of thinking that narcissists think, basically. So what we can say is, at the very least, Christianity is a narcissistic religion, cult religion, no better than any of the other religions. And the way of conversion is through guile, as opposed to, say, Islam, which is more through force, right? So if you're not a gullible person, it's not going to work on you, especially if you can see that what they're doing is kind of, oppressing you until you accept Jesus, and then they'll let you become a part, and then you have to keep up worshipping Jesus every day. It's like, yeah, I can't even stand up straight, but I'm gonna worship Jesus every day. Cool. Yeah, it's absurd. But then that's not a slight against how much they did help me, because they did give me a place to chill out with them, have a cup of coffee or whatever. It was nice. And I don't mind spending that kind of quality time. I just don't like it being or else. I don't like being given ultimatums. People might say that that's because I have a problem with authority, and it's rather that I just don't think the authority should exist in the first place, again, to strip someone of their liberty and completely destroy them just to kind of prove a point. So, yeah, no, I'm against that kind of level of thinking. So I think that, again, I'm in this situation, and I sat there in my room thinking, why am I short rent again? It's because I spent, and even this morning, the past 3 days, I've had an English breakfast. It's like 3-4 quid every day for the past 4 days, and I've not paid that into the rent, and it's ridiculous. And I've just kept that 200 aside. And, yeah, it'll be alright. That money's sitting there. It's not touched, but I haven't got the full amount. I haven't got the £210. So that £10 might be the difference of me having to fucking wait around for a night or something like that until I get paid. So I don't know, and the next 2 weeks is going to be really difficult. So those are the issues that I'm working through on my own. On top of the passport issue, on top of the just a general detransitioning level of hatred I'm getting as well from people, which is very isolationist again at this point. I've cut ties with people. I did have a job for a while, but I got caught with my hand in the till. So it's just typical of me, to be honest. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting paid enough because I'm not getting paid enough. They're like, I'll help myself. They're not going to notice anyway. And then I get caught, and it's like, and then they tried to give me the talking down to, blah, 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 and I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I've been homeless for such a long time now, and I've met so many people like you who think that they're fucking rulers of the world, and I do not give a flying fuck. You're underpaying me. You're basically slave labour, yeah? I'm doing all of the work, and then I'm getting no thanks, and then you're treating me like it's a nuisance for me to even be around. Fuck you, stupid cunt. Walked out. It's like, for them it's a big deal. For me, it's just like another day where I fucked up, or, losing a job, or having put myself through the rigors of this fucking absolute joyless job that was just sucking the life of me, and just feeling like every day is waking up just like, I don't want to fucking do this, I don't want to be here, I don't want to fucking exist at all, and then I've got to do this fucking shit. And the only thing that made the job, worth living, was the actual job, that I didn't even get to do most of the time. So I was doing all of the other work. So it was just like fucking just oh, you've got to work your way up to the top. But it was a small company. There was only like 4 of us, so there was no working my way up to anywhere. It was, we're gonna do the fun job. You stay and do the shit jobs that nobody wants to do, because we don't want to do them. By the way, I'm the king of the castle here, so you can just. It's just like after a while, it's like fuck off with your fucking egoism. I can't be arsed with your shit. Yeah, I felt bad getting caught as well because I was like, oh gosh, I'm a terrible thief. Like my Skyrim levels, like bing bing, level down. I was such a fucking I'm such a memester. I'm such a memester. Um, yeah, I can't accept that I got caught. Basically, um, again, I planned on giving back what I took, but that's not the point because I never got to that stage of being able to put it back into the till. Do you see what I mean? Because it was petty cash, basically. I was going to put it back into petty cash. That's what petty cash is for. But when someone, when you're not supposed to. It's alright. Sorry. Not supposed to get caught. Basically. And I shouldn't have been doing it anyway. But so that's me. Like just another day in this situation that I'm in, which is just a normal fucking day situation. I should get what's it called? I can't remember. Yeah. I should get my shit together. Okay, so yeah. I'm trying to turn this off now.